Buenos dias. Thank you all for joining us today. Breakfast will be served momentarily, so please start making your way to your seats. Galeo's Power Breakfast will begin soon.
Good morning. I know we're all having a great time talking to each other. Our program will be beginning shortly, so please start taking your seats. Thank you for joining us for Galeo's annual Power Breakfast. I'm Alan Soto, Treasurer and Board Member of Galeo.
Good morning y gracias por acompañarnos hoy. My name is Elisa Covarrubias and I'm the Deputy Director here at Galeo and Galeo Impact Fund.
We are excited to announce that DeKalb County Commissioner Ted Terry is our presenting sponsor for all of our events this year. I hope that we will see you at our next event on October 11th for our Hispanic Heritage Month luncheon and our Latino Leaders Summit in the fall.
The work that Galeo is doing, that we're supporting through my office and our partnership, is truly profound. It's very impactful. One thing I'll just highlight that we worked on last year and that we will continue to work on this year are issues surrounding very local issues, environmental issues, issues of equity and justice.
Thank you, Commissioner Terry, for your commitment to Galeo and the Latino community.
The work of Galeo could not happen without sponsors and individuals like you. I hope you will join Commissioner Terry and become a supporter of Galeo. We have over 300 members who have shown that they are committed to the work Galeo is doing in the Latino community. Membership is open to everyone. Looking at all of you.
In 2023, Galeo was busy. The Galeo Institute for Leadership now has almost 900 alumni. And with the upcoming 2024 cohort, that is a record 40 members strong, we know we'll be at 1,000 in no time.
I think that's quite an achievement, so shout out to our leadership team who's been doing an amazing job with that. Also last year, we registered over 650 voters and spoke to almost 5,000 voters at their doors about local elections. And this year, our new Director of Advocacy and Policy, Kyle Gomez-Lina-Weber, spent over 325 hours at the Capitol, representing you and Latinos throughout Georgia. All of this work would not be possible without sponsors like you.
It's a pleasure and a privilege, honestly, to be speaking to you on this beautiful morning. Huge shout out to Zoo Atlanta. I'm a proud first generation Latino here. First in my family to go to university here in this country. It's an amazing honor. I feel organizations like Galeo are essential for people like me, right? People like us. I think that young professionals especially need organizations like Galeo and their leadership training to empower our younger folks to be able to come and do the kinds of things that need to be done, to be in the rooms that they need to be in.
Story seldom told is soon forgotten. So I wanted to start my remarks off this morning telling a quick story about Luz Daisy, a bright-eyed Colombian with big dreams who immigrated to the United States in the early 1980s. Like most immigrants, Luz came to this country full of ambition, determined to make a better life for herself. Like most immigrants, she came determined to make a better life for herself and came to a foreign place, and her foreign place was Western Kentucky University. Imagine Western Kentucky, Bowling Green, Kentucky, specifically in the early 1980s. Very foreign, but she met other immigrant students who shared a common experience of feeling homesick, looking past the occasional weird looks whenever she opened her mouth and spoke with her thick Colombian accent. And in 1990, Luz and her family moved to Georgia. She did so much for so many, and I'm forever grateful. Why, you may ask? Because I'm her son. The realization of a dream forged a long time ago in Bogota, Colombia. A son who went off to study public policy at Duke and then get his master's at Harvard, who served our country in the United States Peace Corps in the Philippines, and then returned home to Atlanta to serve as a director at the city's Workforce Development Agency. I currently serve, as was mentioned earlier, as the executive director of Next Generation Men and Women, leveling the playing field for Atlanta youth by providing exposure to college and career options, mentorship and support. And I have the honor of being the first ever Afro-Latino elected to the Georgia House of Representatives. So you see, a story seldom told is soon forgotten. Stories color in the many barriers and hardships that Latinos and New Americans face when they come to this country. There is no American story without the Latino story. There's no Georgia story without the Latino story. In a state with well over 1 million Latinos, there are literally hundreds of thousands of stories playing out each and every day. Stories of hard work, sacrifice, faith, success. These are stories that need to be told. Thank you, Jerry, Lisa, the board, the entire Galeo staff for all that you do, and thank each and every one of you for all that you will do. Let's go make Mama Luz proud and go tell our stories. Gracias. Thank you.
Buenos dias. It is a great honor and pleasure to be up here and greet you all this morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. It is my pleasure to welcome each of you to Galeo's 2024 Power Breakfast. Our staff, volunteers, and organizers have all worked hard to get us all together and to celebrate the power of Georgia's Latino community. And I cannot continue without celebrating and recognizing the Galeo and Galeo Impact Fund staff members for elevating and working with our community for being present. We thank you for all your hard work throughout the entire state of Georgia. Last year, I asked for your help for a first of its kind Latino survey, Puente para la Gente. Thank you for everyone who participated and supported our efforts. We will continue to conduct these surveys of our community so that we can represent the views of the Latino community to our elected officials and policymakers. In 2023's survey, we found that the top concerns for Latinos in Georgia are the economy, inflation, making sure we can increase wages, better jobs, protecting immigrants, and access to affordable health care. Overwhelmingly, across gender, income, nationality, Latinos even strongly believed in ensuring access to abortion for those who need it, taking action on climate change, and ensuring greater gun control efforts to protect our communities. Given our values as Latinos, the stakes are higher this election cycle than ever before. Right now, Latino voters are over 400,000 strong in Georgia, and we are poised to hold the keys to the White House in this election cycle again. Let me repeat that one more time, because we need to understand that and own that. We need to know our power. We can't let go of that power. Latinos in Georgia are poised to hold the keys to the White House in this election cycle once again. Latino voters in Georgia are consistently outperforming the national Latino voter participation rates. And we've expanded our work from 4 counties to 10 counties to ensure that we can continue that upward trend of engagement. This also provides me with hope. Often, when I think about the graduates of our leadership program, I find myself thinking about the trajectory of my friend and Galeo co-founder, Pedro Marin. Before 2003, there had never been a Latino legislator in our state. However, that year, Pedro Marin, Sam Samarripa, and David Casas broke that barrier, marking a moment in history for our community. Representative Pedro Marin's presence ensured that the Latino community in Georgia was represented inside the Gold Dome for more than 2 decades. Now, during this election cycle, more than 30 Latinos are running for office at nearly every level of government in Georgia. Representative Marin, every Latino elected official in Georgia stands on your strong shoulders. That is your legacy. Thank you for your service. Please stand so we can give him a round of applause. This year, we worked hard against anti-immigrant legislative initiatives that were proposed by the Georgia legislature, and there were many. Despite those efforts, Galeo joined a broad coalition to speak out against HB 1105, to stand up for both Latinos and immigrants. Unfortunately, Governor Kemp signed HB 1105 into law on Wednesday. Now, despite the fear and confusion within our community, we will work with our coalition partners to educate and inform our community about their rights and how that harm can be mitigated. That's our responsibility to do. We have been here before, we've seen dark times before, and we will survive this challenge once again. Not just by resilience, but by flexing our muscles. There are more than 400,000 registered Latino voters in Georgia. We have the power to decide who will be in the White House. In a state where local elections can be decided by a handful of votes and statewide elections increasingly by a few thousand votes, that means we, as Latino voters, we have real, tangible power. We will not be silenced, and our power will be felt this election cycle. So I want to invite you all to stand up. Everybody stand up. Participatory part of the morning. Everybody's seen some of those muscle competitions where they're flexing and showing off their muscles, right? Pick your best one in your mind, and now I want you to do it. Come on, join me. Join me, everybody, come on. All right, I see you, Beto. I see you, Beto. Those are good muscles. Please sit down. I wanted everybody to do that because part of realizing something is acting it out too, right? And when you act out and you demonstrate your power, we do as a community need to flex our muscles this election cycle. None of this with, yes, we've made tremendous progress in Georgia where Latinos are participating above the national Latino participation rates, but that's not enough. That is not enough. We need to flex our muscles and make sure that everyone that is eligible is registered, that everyone that is registered to vote goes out to vote this election cycle. So we need to ensure that we do everything we can to collectively flex our electoral strength to continue to build a better Georgia and nation that honors and respects our contributions. Su voto es su voz. Thank you for coming today. and thank you for your continued support. Mil gracias a todos.